legislation to support crime fighting and govern critical sectors. Roadworks and social interventions targeting unattached youth continue. Some of the major focus areas for government in the 2018-2019 financial year, continuing on the path to prosperity.
As we seek to make our nation more secure and promote the respect for the rule of law, we must also strengthen our justice system.
And so among the raft of measures to be undertaken in the 2018-2019 financial year are review and amendments to 6 pieces of legislation. Among them, the statutory review of the Sexual Offences Act.
The administration's program will contribute to the achievement of a modernized justice system that Jamaicans deserve, improving the delivery of the justice services in 8 additional parishes through justice centers by 2019 and establishing the single anti-corruption agency.
Crime-fighting measures will also be supported by 10 critical pieces of legislation. These include replacing the Constabulary Force Act and moving forward with the merger of the Police Services Commission and Police Civilian Oversight Authority. The police's investigative capabilities will also be supported by amendments to the Firearms and Fingerprints Acts, while other legislation will be moved to modernize the parole and correction systems, go after the proceeds of crime, and suppress criminal organizations.
In addition to the legislative measures, the government will continue to focus on strengthening its administrative and technological capabilities, crime prevention, community safety measures, and rehabilitation and redemption.
The National Identification and Registration Authority NIRA regulation will be developed and tabled in the House of Representatives by September 2018. This will further facilitate the transformation of the Registrar General's Department into the new identification regulating body. And to support the enrollment of persons in the National Identification System NIDS, a national address database will be established, indicating where all parcels of land are located within the island.
Ensuring that every citizen of Jamaica can be identified and known to the state so that their rights and entitlements can be preserved and planned for in advance is necessary. It is necessary for the country to continue on that path to prosperity.
Housing and youth development are equally important in the new financial year. Government will increase the enrollment number of unattached youth in its Learn, Earn, Give and Save LEGS program, as well as its Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program. The National Housing Trust will create more than 8,000 new loans and deliver 4,700 houses and more than 6,300 housing starts to the market.
Through greater access to funding and the creation of more housing solutions to the market, the National Housing Trust will continue to make home ownership a reality for more Jamaicans in 2018-2019.
Existing roadwork under the Major Infrastructure Development Program will be completed and new ones are to come on stream. The improvement works are to widen roadways to address congestion. Meanwhile, $220 million will be spent to expand and improve rural water supply and irrigation systems. Government will also improve its response to fire and garbage collection through the purchase of 12 trucks and the construction of fire stations in Montego Bay, Port Maria and Yallas. On the social protection side of things, 2 drop-in centers will be constructed in Trelawney and St. Thomas as temporary accommodation for homeless persons.
The government will also build 4 homes for registered indigent persons this year, in a program to build 28 indigent homes across the island.
And protection against unwanted sexual advances will be accelerated with the tabling of the Sexual Harassment Bill this year. In the transport and mining sectors, work to resume the railway service will intensify with construction of Phase 1 from Montego Bay to Appleton to begin this fiscal year.
The bauxite and alumina sector has started to see steady growth and will continue as the major players enhance expansion or modernization activities. The finalization of the National Mineral Policy and Action Plan will also take place this year.
In terms of foreign policy, through overseas missions, Jamaica will continue to target business opportunities and investments.
The government will also seek parliamentary approval of the foreign trade policy and ensure its timely implementation while recognizing the importance of expanding foreign trade to the economic growth agenda.
And the Tourism Ministry will continue its 5x5x5 growth strategy. It targets a 5% increase in visitor arrivals annually and $5 billion in foreign exchange earnings within a 5-year period. The government, with Prime Minister Andrew Holness at the helm, continuing on the path to prosperity.